Hi guys, had to say hi to you today. It's February 20th when I'm making this. This is the first day of the new Planetary Healing Club challenge, but I decided why restrict it to people in the club? Just anybody can do it who wants to. It's a completely self-contained project that you do. You decide what's bothering you in your life that you'd like to have better, and then see it as something that you're doing that you could improve. Inventory what you're doing every day and what you're eating and drinking and your exercise programs and your sleep patterns and all that stuff. How you think toward other people. And I'm not saying that it's okay to feel and think toward people in a positive way if they seem like good people to you, or badly if they seem like negative people or bad people in some way. That's a distraction, and it's not going to help you. You know, that's based on this justice idea, which is all garbage. Obviously we have to do things to stop bad actions from happening when it's in our control, but what comes out of you toward other people, even the so-called bad people, that's going to come back to you multiplied. That's a deep law of nature. If you want to change how you feel, change how the feeling that you're projecting toward other people. No matter what they're doing, what they're like, what they're saying, doesn't matter. It's what you're only responsible for, what goes out of you, and that controls how you're going to feel. So if you start looking at that honestly, see what's going out of you all day. You're either blessing or cursing everybody that you come across, subconsciously or consciously. Turn it into blessing for everybody, unconditional. You're going to feel totally different the minute you change to that. And then if you combine that with your physical day-to-day life habits, like what you eat and what you drink, if you're smoking anything, which is not a good idea, or you know, if you're getting the exercise you need or the sleep patterns that your body requires, if you're not, just have a challenge for yourself to bring those back into harmony with nature, into what your body needs, and it's going to totally revolutionize your life. No matter what the people around you are doing or what circumstances you're in, don't wait for a better time. In fact, if you're in really stressful conditions, you need it even more. And be willing to go through what's going on in your life, what you're doing, not what the other people are doing, and what you're doing is much more important for you. See how you can change that. If you're drinking 10 soft drinks a day, see if you can cut it back to 8. If you're eating a lot of junk food and processed food, it affects how you think, how you feel, how much energy you have, how you age, all that stuff. So that's why you need to become aware of it. If you're not aware of it, you can't change it. Nothing is anybody else's fault. It's all us. And that sounds completely crazy. I'm completely aware of it. But it's still true. And if you can see deeply enough to see why it's still true, everything in our world that's difficult or uncomfortable for us, it's all us. And when we take responsibility for that, even though it's counterintuitive at first, the side effect of that, or the direct effect of that, is it puts massive power of changing everything in your hands. I know a lot of people will think this is really stupid, but it's not. And if you can look at it carefully and see it, that becomes the basis of the challenge we're doing for the next 6 months. Not what could the other people change. What could you change about yourself? What you do, the way you think, the emotions you carry around with you all the time, which are just programs, but that's a deeper subject. What could you do to make yourself take care of your body better, take care of your emotional state and your mind better? You want to learn to look at those programs that are running in the back of your mind all the time. Those aren't you. That's why you don't need 50 years of psychoanalysis to figure it out, or psychological sessions or anything. Those can be good, but what you really need to do if you want to stop that cycle is start being aware of those programs running, and then have a talk with mind and change them. And there are ways to do that. There really are ways to do that. You don't have to fight with your mind. And the emotions change when you change what's going on with your mind. And the same with exercise. If you want to feel better, there's certain ways you have to move, and you can adapt it even if you're stuck in a wheelchair or something. There are parts of your body you can exercise. It's going to change how you feel and how you think starting immediately. So if you could do anything you want to improve your daily lifestyle for the next 6 months so that you'd be a new person who is more like who you really are, is what I'm talking about. What would you do if you were counseling you? What would you try to do over the next 6 months to change real basic patterns that maybe you've never changed before? At least not for the better. If you're too busy, you'll have to wait and do it some other time. But if you realize how important it is, and you'll take the time to look at your own life, really inventory it, and I'm serious, these things, that everything that you're eating matters. If you're eating non-organic food, that's setting the foundation for problems in your physical body and your mind later on. If you're not exercising or moving, not ever getting out in the fresh air, not getting the sunlight that you need, which is critically important, or the fresh air, or not doing nice things for people just because it's a good thing to do, not for a business deal or because they're a really good person, just for anybody, or just thinking good things toward other people. They don't even have to know it. It's very powerful. Most people are going around thinking really critically of everybody else, and even when they don't say anything. That hurts you. How could you change that? If you're willing to look at this kind of stuff, it's going to completely change your entire existence. The way you age, the way people are falling apart and aging and getting all these diseases, that's not normal. That was never normal. It's not necessary. Even when you've fallen into it, it can be reversed to a great degree. If that is of any interest to you, join us for this challenge. It requires inventorying and checking, even writing down what you're doing every day in your own life and how you can make that better, not waiting for a different circumstance or for some people to show up or go away or change or whatever. Don't wait. Every minute is really valuable, and you won't fully realize that till your life is over. So why not just realize it now? Don't waste any more minutes. Not changing everybody else, changing you. And I have to change me. It's the same thing. So I'm doing it with you. And if you want to really join and have a supportive group and do it with us live every week, join our private platform, which is planetaryhealingclub.com. And it would be fun to see you there and do this with you. We get into a lot deeper stuff that I can't really talk about on these public videos, or we just get banned right away. But it's a participant activity. It's not just to talk about it and say, oh, that's interesting, now we'll go back to the same thing I always do. You can't do that and get any results out of it. And I want you to have super good results and be very excited about how your life is getting better and better, even no matter what's going on outside of you. And that's the secret that's well camouflaged. This massive PowerPoint is inside you. The challenge is to start peeling away the coverings off of it so you can enjoy it and use it in what's remaining of your life and afterwards. And it's incredible. It's beyond what people would call magic. So if you want to check out the group that we have privately that is working on that stuff, that will support you, that is planetaryhealingclub.com. It'd be fun to see you there. There are very, very small dues to try to keep our work going, and so that we can actually do this, and if we get enough money into the nonprofit that funds, we'll build a school where we can physically demonstrate this stuff. And that's going to be exciting. But if we don't get enough money for that, we'll just keep doing it online as long as that's available. And it would be fun to have you with us and us with you too. So anyway, that's about all I have to say before I freeze to death. It's really cold out here today. Finally above freezing for a while, but windy and still beautiful out in nature. Anyway, I just want your life to be better. So if you want to join us, planetaryhealingclub.com, and you can join us anyway, even without that, just by stopping, taking track of your life, saying, what should I really be changing and not put off anymore? And start it now. 6 months from now, we'll come back and talk and see how we all did, okay? So, anyway, take care of yourself, all right? Especially if you're under stress, that you need to take care of yourself even better then. Don't put it off. I'll see you next time.